Good one, Johnny.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is the Tom Sumner program, and our good friends over at the Good Beans Cafe on Grand Traverse near downtown Flint have begun hosting open mic comedy. Now, I don't think they have Johnny Carson, but there is an MC. He joins me now in the studio. His name is Mark Taylor. Mark, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Thank you very much for having me on here.
Now, how did you get involved with Good Beans doing
well, I started a year ago coming up. It was a challenge from one of my friends that goes there and gets like coffee and stuff, and he says, "Hey Mark, they have a thing that's called like an open mic night, like a collaboration night. You should go and try it out." So I tried it out. I started in the summer, like a year ago, and ever since then I've been going and going, and you know, everybody seems to like my jokes and everything. So it's a good thing. You know, there's stuff besides comedy up there. We have a Flint historian named Gary Flint, which you have had.
Oh, he's been on the show a bunch of times.
Yes, sir. He's going to be hosting tomorrow at the Good Beans as the MC for tomorrow night's open mic night, which is going to be at the Good Beans from 7 till 10. And, you know, there's more than like comedy. They're going to have people come in and doing poetry. People with guitars coming up singing songs, myself and some probably other people that do comedy too. And it's just a fun atmosphere. It don't cost anything all except for a coffee or a hot chocolate or something, right, whichever your forte is. And it's very fun. You know, it's not a gong show. We don't judge anybody. We don't have a gong in the back. We just do what we do and hopefully go for the best.
Do you have like rim shots and stuff?
I'm trying to work on it. See, on my phone, I have a rim shot app on my phone, and every time that I tell a joke or something, like at work or something, I push the button and it do like the boom.
What got you interested in comedy? I mean, I understand your friends egging you on to get up there, but you must have been clowning around to get them to
well, yeah, because I'm a jokester at my work. You know, I work at a grocery store, and every time like I'm called the pun guy too, because I would see something like, for example, Comet. Like I would walk by and be like, "Boy, I have to work on these bathrooms, but I have no comment to it." You know, or like
you've been taking lessons from Andrea. She's the pun queen.
Or like Pop. Like I would go like, "Boy, did you hear the fight between Coke and Pepsi? I heard one of them say I'm gonna pop you one." You know, like stuff like that. You know, it's just, my jokes are like always clean and everything.
But that's different when you're making puns in the moment. You know, you're working in an environment and there are certain things that come up and you make puns there. But when you get up in front of an audience, how do you go about putting together a set? What do you, is it all trial and error?
Yeah, it's like trial and error. You know, like sometimes what I would do is like I'd write a joke down, you know, or something like whatever that I might hear from somebody or somebody else. Or and then I have like little like cards that I use, and you know I write the joke down, put it on a little card, and then whatever card or like little cards that I put, I'll use those jokes for that night. You know, it's not like a hard process or anything. It's just like what I do, and it's easy on me because then I know what I'm gonna say and don't mess up.
I saw a comedian once that had some friends doing cue cards for him. They'd hold up the cue cards. But there were footlights on the stage, so when it came showtime, he couldn't see the cue cards.
Right.
He had nothing.
Right.
Have you ever run into a situation where you go up on stage and you just don't have it?
There'd be sometimes, like you'd be sitting there like going like, okay, I did this joke, and then you're sitting there like, but once that you get the flow going, once you remember what the jokes you had, like in your head, and then it's easy peasy after that. It's, like I'm quick witted that way, like even at work, as I said before,
Right.
I'm very quick witted. I'm funny as I can be. I mean, I do my job, and it's a fun job,
Is Good Beans the first place you've ever gotten up and performed as a quote unquote professional comedian?
Not like Well, this is the open bean or the Good Beans was my opening to do my stand up.
Have you gone to other places and done stand up?
I did Crown Road Bar once, and that kind of backfired on me. But I'm not saying like it was bad or anything. It's just like the people would sit there and be like, "Yeah."
It's not really a comedy crowd.
Yeah, you're right. It's more like a rock crowd. But I had
I've seen comedians do that in big stadiums, try and get up and do a comedy set before before the Stones or something are coming out. People aren't going to sit there and listen to comedy.
It'd be like the comedian coming up to Mick Jagger, or coming up to the stage, and you see all these people with like Rolling Stone shirts or something, and people would be like, "Oh, did I ever tell you a joke about Mick Jagger or Keith Richards or anything?" That would be bad.
That could go a little rough.
Yeah.
Now you've got there's a open mic coming up.
Tomorrow from 7 till 10 at the Good Beans in Flint.
7 to 10 p.m.
Yes.
Good Beans on Grand Traverse near downtown
Yes.
Flint. And this is an open mic collaborative. There's a lot of different. Very eclectic.
There's a lot of different people that come in. It's always surprising to see a lot which talent coming in there, and you sit there and you watch them, and it's very entertaining. Like for I have a friend Brian that's always up there, and he plays guitar, and they got some good songs. Gary Flynn comes in, and which I've said before that you had a guest on here before. He talks about Flint all the time, and he makes a story out of it, which kind of makes you think a bit.
We got to take a short break here, but we will be back. My guest is Mark Taylor, the MC for tomorrow night's open mic at the Good Beans Cafe, and we're going to be back after our broadcast partners at 92.1 FM break away with a few words, and we will as well. My guest this hour is going to be, he does stand-up comedy. He's going to be hosting and emceeing an open mic, kind of an eclectic event tomorrow night at Good Beans Cafe in Grand Traverse near downtown Flint. Mark Taylor is his name. Mark, welcome back. Thanks for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you very much for having me up here.
Now, the show tomorrow night starts what time? 7?
From 7 till 10.
Okay. And you're going to MC, but there are going to be a lot of different kinds of performances, we'll say, from Justin Scanlon, who plays guitar and is a singer-songwriter, excellent classical guitar player.
Yes, Gary Flynn, historian, he's the one that's hosting, or going to be hosting tomorrow night.
Oh, he's MCing tomorrow.
Yes.
You MC'd just recently.
Or? I did it recently.
Right.
I've done it like about, I think, my fourth time doing it, and it was fun. The first time I done it though, I kind of messed up people's names though, because like for one, I mistakenly said like instead of Jose, I said Josie.
Now, was that a slip or was that
it was a slip. It was sort of like a little funny slip, but he enjoyed that, because of my funny business that I do. But it's like I said, it's fun. If anybody wants to guest host the open mic night, you could get a hold of Miss Jenny at what's the
Well, they could get hold of me on Facebook, Jenny Munch. if they
Jenny
want.
Munch on Facebook, and get a hold of her if you want to guest host, and she'll help you out, and she'll pick a date and a spot for you. And next month on February will be Silverhawks. We'll be hosting a open mic night there. It's going to be something different. So
Now, Ken Van Wagner, who owns the Good Beans Cafe, does he run the sound equipment and all that? Still? I know he's a
no,
big
there's a
fan
guy
of doing
named
that stuff.
Ken that runs the sound, and Ken's a very cool guy because he not only does he run the sound, but he also runs like the coffee area
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff. Yeah,
Ken Van Wagner.
yeah, okay,
He's the owner.
okay, yeah,
And he's, I don't want to say an amateur because he's really gotten good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's a hobbyist. That's the word
Yeah,
I was looking for.
yeah,
In
it's-
terms of running sound, he does some recording back there. Now this is going to take place in the ante room, right?
yes, at the ante room.
And how many acts will there be in this 3 hour? Tour.
It depends on who signs up because we have a paper, and usually there would be like either like 9 or 10 people that would come up and sign.
Because it's open mic, so
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
open
always
mic.
know who
Right,
all will be
right,
there.
right.
You know some of the people
Right.
who will be there,
Right.
like Justin and Gary.
Yeah.
Now, do you have, are you mostly doing your shows at the Good Beans Cafe, or do you have other places coming up?
I don't have anything coming up yet. I just do the Good Beans right now. But as soon as I get more stuff right, people can find me on my Facebook page. Just look for me like Mark Taylor. I wear a fedora with America's Got Talent sticker on it. Speaking of America's Got Talent, we were watching America's Got Talent like a while back ago, and I told my uncle that that it's coming down to Detroit at Cobo Hall.
Mhm.
So that experience was like a very interesting experience itself because we walked in there and my uncle's on crutches. So they said there's a guy that's passing out like bands and stuff, going like who's with family and who's this. We got to go through the line and go through the process, and then there's like a couple. You had to write a paper or something to say what your act is and what you do and blah blah blah, and then they took you up to another room with with a lot of different people, and then the person selects which person goes in. If I remember correctly, it was me, a magician guy, another comedian lady, and I don't remember who else. But I thought I was gonna meet like Howie Mandel and Heidi Klum and Mel B and all those. No, you're in a room. There's a lady with a table, with a computer, and you had 90 seconds to do your act. So whatever that you're in a CD player, so whatever that your act was, then you had to do it, and then she would say, "Oh yeah, we'll call you to make because you have to give them your number and stuff," and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, we'll call you to see if you go through with the next round," but I never got the call. So, but the experience itself was very
Well, I'm always fascinated by comics and comedians, and we have coming up in just a moment or two a little segment of an interview I did with one of my favorite comedians, Elaine Boozler, is coming up in just a couple of minutes. But my guest is Mark Taylor, and he will be appearing in the open mic event tomorrow night at Good Beans Cafe on Grand Traverse near downtown Flint. Any last thoughts, real quick here, Mark?
Oh yeah, I want to leave with a commercial with a joke. So there's these two guys standing around, and one turns around to the other and says, "Hey, I just got done watching a woodworking show on TV." The other guy says, "Oh, really?" He says, "Yeah, you wouldn't believe what I saw."
Mark Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, you can write to him at Facebook. Don't call us. Call Mark. Anyway, up next, one of my favorite comedians, Elaine Boozler, and lots more of the Tom Sumner program straight ahead. Mark, thanks for being here.
No problem. Thank you.